All right. So this is a role play video for educational purposes and for class. All right. So Lisa, what brings you in today?
Well, been married for a little 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're starting to have intimate issues
Mm-hmm.
because of the way I feel about my body.
Okay.
I know that he loves me, and he says that he doesn't have a problem, but I have a problem,
Okay.
and it's hard for me to open up and be intimate
Okay.
because of the way I feel about my body.
Okay. So what is it then? What is it that you're not liking about your body?
Overweight.
Okay. Just that, or is there more?
Way overweight.
Okay. 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 Um, if you were imagine for a minute, like if you were to color a picture of your silhouette, like how you are, like you can imagine it in your head, what would you highlight as your troubled areas?
Um, I would say from here
Mm-hmm.
to here.
Okay. So midsection basically up,
Mhm.
shoulders to knees.
Mhm.
What would be your assets? Something that you're most proudest of that you would highlight that
Um,
you are proud of.
Amazingly, I have nice feet.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
What about your legs? Because you said your troubled areas
Oh,
is to your knee.
my legs
Mm-hmm.
down here they don't look so big.
Okay. Okay. And so, how long have you felt this way about your body?
Since I've gained weight
Okay. Which was when?
after the second child.
Okay. Okay. And so, after the first child, was it able? You were able to get back to your normal body weight?
Um, Faster than this time. This time it just hit me.
Okay. Okay. Probably managing two kids was a challenge, and
Exactly.
gotcha. And then the household. All
Mhm.
right. Um, so has anybody ever said anything about your appearance that made you feel like your appearance?
Well, some family members they'll say, "Oh, well, you don't look like you did back way back when,"
Mm-hmm.
or and then friends from high school or a guy that I dated I ran into and he's like, "Is that you?" And like, "Oh, that doesn't look like you. You used to be slim."
Mm-hmm.
Just out with it. And
Okay.
so that added with what I'm feeling,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay. And it kind of makes me want to crawl in a corner
Mm-hmm.
and hide. And it's like, I think I seek for more of a simple solution,
Mm-hmm.
a quick one, rather than just walking through and getting it done to lose the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
And because I can't get it off quick, it just keeps me in a state of discouragement.
Okay. Okay. Have you done things in the past to have you? I know you said you wanted it off quick, but have you done things in the past that were unsuccessful?
Um, this time I haven't made an effort. The first child, it came off pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I've never had this problem, and when I did, it came off fast, and now that it's kind of lurking around, it's like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be like this forever? And the women in my family,
Mm-hmm.
all of them that have had kids,
Mm-hmm.
once they gain the weight, they've never lost it.
Gotcha. So you feel it's maybe genetics is how you're thinking this is going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Um, with that, the perceptions that they have, your friends and then the ex that you had ran into, do you think that because they say that you take that on yourself in the sense that you feel you create like a bad body image based on their perception?
Yes, because I would say so because I remember how I used to look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you think back to those pictures from before to how
Mm-hmm.
you are now. Okay. Okay. And I know I talked to you about, you said it was easy to come off for the first one, and then the second one it hasn't been. Um, has there been a lot of stress going on that's caused?
more responsibility
Mhm.
at work
Mhm.
and at home with two children.
Mhm.
And my husband has extended hours. The subject does come up with him, and he's okay with it.
Mhm.
But I'm like, are you really okay with it, or are you just being nice?
So you don't trust that he loves you for being you.
Right.
Okay. And he's never said anything about your weight?
No. And then when we go out in public,
Mhm.
um, it doesn't seem to faze him when he sees other beautiful women.
Mhm.
But I think I notice them more than he does. And I'm wondering, does he wish that he was with one of them, or does he wish that I was back where I was?
Hmm. But you just said he doesn't seem phased by them. Only
Right.
you're looking at them and and you're comparing yourself to them.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Why do you think you're doing that?
Because I never thought that I would be like this.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
never.
Okay. Um.
And I never thought I'd have the challenge to not be able to get it off like fast.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, you know, it's typical that
Mhm.
after having children, that weight is gained and it is a struggle, especially when you're juggling a lot of responsibilities at home, managing, keeping your house up, the husband happy, children happy, everybody doing good. Sometimes we forget to do, as moms, do the self care for ourselves and
Mhm.
what's healthy for us. How do you practice self care?
Um, I really don't take the time. I'm like rush, rush, rush. The only time I get time to do anything is when I'm on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll take extra time out to do things for me
Mm-hmm.
because the husband's at work, the kids are in daycare at school.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll go and get a pedicure.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're in the routine of life,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I don't have time to stop and do anything for me.
Okay. Okay. So before children, what did you used to do for you?
Um, I exercised.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was up on going to the spa
Mm-hmm.
and getting my hair done and shopping, and I was up on the things that I was more connected to what I liked
Mm-hmm.
instead of losing touch,
Okay.
like with my magazines and hobbies.
So you feel like you've let that to the wayside for the
Yes.
most part. So let me go back to the exercising. So what did you do for exercise?
I jogged and walked a lot.
Okay. When did you used to do that? Like when was your time of the day that you would do that?
Early in the morning.
Okay. And now with your current lifestyle, it's really hard to do anything
Mhm.
early in the morning. Okay.
Yes, because I'm getting everybody ready
Okay.
to go out into the world.
Okay. Okay. Right. So there was something I was thinking about. Uh, so, we talked a little bit before. I know that faith is very important to you. How would God view you?
According to the Bible, I know that He loves me,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes the way I'm feeling about myself and knowing that He loves me is at war,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of take my feelings on more than I believe how I feel about me more than I believe how He feels about me.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if I were to really walk in the truth of the word that He loves me, then I wouldn't beat myself up so much.
Because do you believe, like, how do you define His love? His love would be, is it conditional?
It's unconditional.
Okay. So regardless whether you're small, large,
Mm-hmm.
the Lisa of 2020, or not 2020, that's this year, but Lisa of 2000 maybe,
Uh-huh.
He loves you the same as He did then as He does today, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know how we talked about like coloring, like your problem areas and coloring the things that you like about yourself. How would God color you?
I think that He would color me all over.
in the fact that he loves you all,
Yes.
like all pieces of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how is it that the struggle is to embrace his love versus the criticisms of others?
I think the criticisms of others only magnifies my own criticism.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not so much what they think. It's like they just pinpoint it the way I'm feeling about myself.
So already you have that negative image, self-image, and then they're just contributing to it, making it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. So what if you add God's contribution into the mix? How would your self-image?
I would do better. I know I would do better, but I keep hanging on to. I have never been this big.
Which is understandable, but it's normal to go through this
Mhm.
process of feeling uncomfortable in our bodies because it's kind of changed into a shape that we're not comfortable with at this time.
Mhm.
But then there is opportunities to love who you are, and then also like to embrace who you are, and then if you want to change, going towards different things to implement to kind of bring about change. If you're that, if there's unhappiness there, but
Mhm.
the biggest thing. So one of the things I was going to ask you, so when you're taking off your clothes in front of your husband, is that something that's how does that feel to you?
I don't do that anymore.
Okay. Okay. So when you're getting intimate with your husband, what does it look like? What's an evening like that look like?
Well, it's like I'm in the bed with my jammies on or whatever
Okay.
already.
Okay. Just
The
waiting for
lights
him
are
to come
all
in?
up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then clothes are stripped off later on, like under the clothes. Okay. So when did that start to happen? Was it? Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. It's like after the second child, I was like, okay. It was easier to deal with when I was pregnant
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, I'm supposed to be big and have a stomach when I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the child has been born and it's been some months,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, I'm not feeling so comfortable with this now. I'm like, when is he gonna get tired of it? Like, I'm tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I wish I could just stop and take the time to prioritize myself
Mm-hmm.
in order to get this done. Because I don't feel comfortable being intimate because it's not the same.
Okay. Okay. Um, so what are things that you feel that you could do that would make you more comfortable in your own skin?
Like this.
Mm-hmm.
Not eat so much.
Well, I can see that, but just, if you weren't to change your shape right now, like if you were just to be you right now, because I think right now, and it's hard, self-confidence is one of those hard things, especially with body image.
Mm-hmm.
And so to appreciate yourself, it's one of those things that's like, it's hard to appreciate who you are because you know how you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still the same Lisa, just a different form of Lisa. However, so, you had said that you just kind of rush to bed, keep your, have you ever stood in front of the mirror naked before?
Yes.
And like recently, or has this been a while ago?
Like every day.
Okay.
I mean, when I
when
take
you're
a
getting
shower.
dressed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And so when you see yourself naked, what is your thoughts?
OMG.
Okay. OMG, not in a good way, I guess.
Like, OMG, when did this happen? How can I get this taken care of? I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Do you kind of run from the mirror in a way that you just don't want to see yourself?
Yeah, I'm not like in the mirror adoring myself or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm in the mirror because it's like right there when I get out of the shower.
Okay.
Not because I'm like, oh, let me stop by the mirror. I mean, it's there.
You can't avoid it.
Right.
Okay. So let me give you a kind of a homework thing to work on. since before the next session. So the next time, which probably will be either tonight or in the morning when you take your shower, when you get in front of the mirror, don't, your first thought is just going to say, OMG, like, how did I get here? However, a different thought to think is, what would be a positive thought that you would have if you looked at yourself? What would be something that you could think about that you would admire about yourself?
I would say that I have pretty skin.
Okay. And what else? Go from there.
Another thing I would say is I still have a nice proportion, but it's just.
Don't go with the negative, just give me my positive.
Oh, positive.
So it was a good proportion.
Nice proportion.
Okay,
yes.
good skin, good proportion. What else is beautiful about you?
My feet. I have cute feet.
Okay, okay.
I like my hands and that.
Okay. What about your arms?
They're okay.
Just okay. You don't feel very okay. And then what about your breasts?
No.
Not so much? Okay, okay. Do you have stretch marks? From your babies? No, from your babies.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So how do you feel towards those?
I need to do something about them.
Okay. When you say that, what is your thoughts about your stretch marks?
That they're unattractive.
Okay. And what gives you that, where did you come up with that idea that they're unattractive?
Because they are.
Did somebody tell you that? Where did you get your...
No.
Okay.
When I look at them, I see that they're unattractive.
Okay. Have you seen them on other people and thought that they were unattractive?
Yes.
Okay. Has anybody ever said that stretch marks are unattractive in females?
I'm sure.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, where did you get your idea? Because it came from somewhere. So I was just trying to see if maybe you'd heard it, or you'd seen it somewhere, magazines, or...
No, that's my personal opinion about stretch marks.
Okay. Some people always believe stretch marks are a sign. It's like a rite of passage for being a mom, because I know some people in the past they can't have children. So when they see stretch marks on other females, they think that's a beautiful thing because they're unable to have children. And so the idea of, not that they're battle scars by any means, but that it's kind of it's a beautiful thing that you were able to carry a life and bring it into existence. And it's kind of like not that they've left the marks, it is kind of one of those different things. It's kind of like having a scar, but whenever you have a scar, it's one of those things you look down and think, oh, I know why I got this. It takes you back to maybe that moment when you were going into labor and your husband's beside you, however your story is, and just, it kind of takes you back to that moment. Not that, if you erase it, does it erase the memory? Probably not, but it's just something to look down on and think, wow, I did that. That's an accomplishment. Not everybody has that amazing ability to do something quite like that. What are your thoughts?
I've seen women that have had children and then you don't see the stretch marks. So...
And it depends too, like I know with, like if they have the baby vaginal versus C-section, there's different scars for that. C-section, of course, will always have scars that are hard to hide. Some people have even gone as far as to do tattoos to make them more beautiful, to kind of create, some more beauty into it, that it's not, that they're embracing the change of it. But everybody's a little different, and so the idea of stretch marks to you is just not pretty. Okay.
I think if I were to lose weight, the stretch marks would probably not be an issue. So I think the weight is more of an issue, and then the stretch marks is just an addition.
Okay. So it's like the cherry on top of something that's not. Okay. Do you feel like you love yourself?
Not right now.
Okay.
Because I feel like I could be better and do better.
Okay.
And I guess I'm revealing that my love for me should be unconditional, not based upon my due. which, can we get back to the intimacy part?
Yes, yes, let's go back to that.
So we're having problems in
Mhm.
the bedroom because of my own perceptions.
Mhm.
And I know he's frustrated, so I'm like, he says he loves me the way I am.
Mhm.
He sees and he just looks past everything and he sees into my soul
Mhm.
or my heart,
Mhm.
and I just want to be right for him
Mhm.
physically,
Mhm.
and I kind of feel like I'm not.
Okay. It sounds like he thinks you are right for him. You're the one that's thinking that you're not right for him.
I know.
So let me ask you something. So on him, is there anything that you dislike about his body?
He doesn't have nice feet.
Okay. Okay, but aside from his feet, it's good that you have nice feet, so your
Uh-huh.
children have a 50-50 chance of nice feet. Okay.
Right.
So aside from his feet, for the most part, do you love all of him that he is?
Mhm.
Has he changed body-wise, body size since y'all have been married?
Just a few pounds, but that's it.
A few pounds more or a few pounds less?
More.
Okay. And do you find a problem with his pounds that he's added on?
Mm-mm.
No. Does he look better with the pounds on?
Mhm.
Okay. So do you think that maybe your husband might think that you look better with the pounds on?
I've never asked.
Never asked, but he never indicated anything on how much he's unwavering in his love for you,
Right.
basically. Um, does he ever say anything about not seeing you naked like he used to?
Mhm.
And what do you say usually?
You know how I feel about this extra weight.
Okay, and then he just respects.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Um, so when you so the idea when I was talking about the mirror and standing in front of the mirror and appreciating, just looking at the features that you think are beautiful, even your feet,
Mhm.
by looking, there's a thing called proximity and closeness. And so what that means is usually if you are in contact with, if you meet the same person every day in an elevator, basically, or you see the same people on your way to work, like when you're walking to work, you kind of not develop an attraction for them, but you accept them. Like you may not like them at first when you first see them, but over time, because you've seen them so often and you've been close to them, you kind of appreciate them. Um, does that make sense, what I'm trying to say? Okay, so with that, the idea of when you're standing in front of the mirror and not, the first idea in your head is to look at yourself with disgust because you're not happy with how you look. But what if, like, you start looking at things that are beautiful about you,
Mhm.
like your eyes? You said your skin, but what about your eyes?
Mhm.
What about your nice face? I know you said your arms are okay, but those are the arms that hold your husband and hold your children.
Mhm.
I know you're not happy with your breasts, but there's got to be something beautiful about those breasts. I don't know. I'm not sure if you nursed your babies. Maybe that's something that was important to you, or
Yes.
and so like that was a closeness that you experienced with your children. And so if you're looking at your body and like looking at it in the sense that why is my body beautiful? What makes me unique in the shape that I am? Because God created you. You're a beautiful person. We've just said that He sees you like He wouldn't highlight anything negative about you because He loves all of you.
Mhm.
He created you. So in that idea is how do you argue with His idea of beauty when you have your idea, but God thinks you're beautiful. He created you. He created mountains and the lake and all the beautiful sceneries that people take pictures of. And there's you, and He created you unique to be you. Not to be like those girls that your husband is not noticing, but you're noticing. But He created you to be unique, and your husband. He created this beautiful relationship in your marriage with your husband loving you. What is your thoughts as I say all that?
It's just hitting home.
Okay.
Like I'm the one that's magnifying the problem.
Mhm.
So I need to chill, relax.
Or what about zoom out? You know how sometimes like you get so focused on something that's not perfect, like it's an imperfection, but you can't see the bigger picture because of that one little imperfection.
Mm-hmm.
And so by zooming out and not picking at yourself, but allowing yourself to have some grace, like what makes you beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Like if everybody were the same, like everybody had, flat stomachs, no scars, everybody looked the same blonde hair, same, whatever the typical standard is, what kind of world would that be?
Right.
Like,
I have friends that are overweight, and but they've always been overweight.
mm-hmm,
I'm trying to locate myself, and I do notice them for them
mm-hmm,
and not for their weight.
mm-hmm,
So now I'm trying to land this plane
mm-hmm,
as SARS to see where how my husband feels about me. I think I'm having the curse of memory
mm-hmm,
because I used to step into an elevator and jaws dropped,
mm-hmm.
and now I step into an elevator.
And no jaws drop?
No.
Okay. Do you feel almost invisible in the elevator?
Um, Visible, but not the like, wow,
Okay.
who is she?
You're missing the wow factor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Something that you mentioned was how, like, you view yourself, it's almost as if you're projecting your views to your husband, assuming that's the view he has for you.
Mm-hmm.
But what if his view of you is that it's your jaw dropping? Like, although he hasn't got to see you because you try to hide,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me think of, in the Bible when Adam and Eve hid behind the bush because they were
Mhm.
ashamed.
Right.
But, God thought they were beautiful regardless. And so, not that we could go back to walking around naked, but,
Mhm.
Just the idea that when do we become ashamed of our bodies is when we acknowledge something's not like how we think it should be.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you look at your body in a different perspective, like how do you see your body differently? Ideally, we all have an idea of what we want to be, but at the same time, we still got to appreciate where we are now,
Mm-hmm.
and so we can get to where we need to be if we want to change some things about ourselves. Haircuts, that kind of
Right.
thing, changing with styles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good on time, so we're going to just wrap this up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.